Hey, this is Rachel from Farm Chick Farm on Instagram, and today we're going to be making homemade cornbread. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing you want to do is go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees. First, we're going to take a cup of all-purpose flour, put it in your bowl, cup and a half of cornmeal. Next, 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And I like to go ahead and mix the dry ingredients all together first, because then you can make sure that like your baking soda, baking powder, whatever, gets mixed in really well and doesn't have lumps in it. So I like to do my dry ingredients all together first for something like this. All mixed up. Okay, next we're going to add our 2 large eggs and 1/4 cup of oil. And I'm using olive oil today because that's what I happen to have on hand. Any kind of vegetable oil will work fine, whatever you're wanting to use. And last, a cup of milk. Okay, and get that all mixed up really good. If for some reason it looks too dry, you can add a little bit more milk, like a tablespoon at a time. You should be able to pour it easily. It shouldn't be so thick that you can't pour it easily. And a little bit of lumps are okay. You don't have to get it perfectly smooth. Okay, so once that's mixed up, get your cast iron skillet is the best thing to cook cornbread in. It's gonna be really nice and golden from the heat being so evenly distributed. So you want to have it greased, and you can preheat it in the oven. While the oven's preheating, you can have the skillet in there too. When you pour it in, it'll get a nice crust on it, but sometimes it just gets to the bottom a little too done for my liking. So I'm gonna do it today without having the skillet preheated. So pour your batter in there, and you can see it's nice and pourable. And we are going to throw this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, our cornbread is ready now. So a way that you can test, this is how we test brownies, cakes, cornbread, anything bready or cakey. Toothpick. If you stick your toothpick in, you want it to come out clean or just with maybe a few little crummies on it. You don't want it to come out gooey. If it comes out gooey, it's a bad sign. You need to put it back in the oven. So our cornbread is ready. We are going to cut it and see how it looks. You may have to run a knife around the edge if it got some up on it, just to loosen it from the edges. Alright, and we're going to get it out. And put a nice big slab of butter on it and dig in. Alright, good homemade cornbread from scratch for you to enjoy with your favorite southern dinner. And so if you liked this video, please come back and check for more. There will be more regularly. And check me out on Instagram. See you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye.